There it is. Oh yeah. We're gonna do a little bit of tag team shovel logging. A little bit of shovel. I think you guys can see that there. That's a pretty deep hole down there he's at. Here we go.
But all this would be is a good way for you to make me look bad.
It is.
Howdy peeps and peoples, I hope everybody's doing pretty daggone good today. I'm feeling really good today. Editing up this video, this is the first video edited with the brand new CyberPower PC Professional computer. That's what PC stands for, Professional Computer. Brand new CyberPower PC Professional computer that Jason Works a Lot picked out for us, and thank you, Jason. What a sweetheart. This thing is awesome for what I'm doing. He said of course he knows all the gigs, jiggles and all that bull mess, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just punching on buttons and being silly, and he put it all together, and man, what a beauty. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate it, buddy. And by the way, congratulations, you two. Him and Ashton got married, and of course by the time y'all seen this, it's probably a month or two after they got married. But what a sweet couple. I think you guys will do great together, and I appreciate the daggone help, man. This has been a struggle I've been struggling with for a long time. But anyways, getting back to the subject, we're logging back here on this blowdown track. It's a 2-day blowdown. You see the interstate over there. The interstate's right on the side of Bruce over there. And there was some trees that I had to cut that could have reached the interstate. So my nerves are a little bit frayed at this point, because I'm finally now logged up to where I'm far enough away from the interstate. Relax a little bit, not being such a turd. That's why I ain't done a lot of, I went this weekend didn't record much, because my nerves have been shot. Here comes Raji. He's crossing a crossing down there softer than all get out. Stevie said he almost buried the daggone din down there. This blowdown is just a mess. So we're trying to do the best we can with it. This was good timber before Mother Nature decided she was going to manage it with the butcher knife. And so we're just trying to make the best out of it. I'm telling you, I ain't going to get on this subject and dwell on it, but I'm telling you this, people, manage your timber. If you're waiting on Mother Nature, she's not going to manage it the way that's the best for everybody. She's going to manage it her way. And I'm not dogging on Mother Nature. I love Mother Nature. She's a sweet gal. But she can be cantankerous. And when you're working with her, you've got to take what she's doing with a little bit of grain of salt and kind of help her out. What I'm getting at is the stuff that she's blowed down is the big good timber that probably, in my opinion, and I'm not a forester, but I think it should have been cut a few years back. I don't know, 10 years or so. But that's just, selectively harvested, so there's less weight in the canopy. But I'm not a forester, so my opinion, it don't amount to a pot full of mess. And that's where I differ from a lot of people that tries to sell you on their beliefs. Because I know I don't know, so I'm gonna keep, I gave you my opinion, and I'm gonna tell you that's just my opinion, and I'm gonna tell you my credentials. I'm not a forester. So, that being said, you can't really pay attention to what I'm saying. But anyways, I will say this: manage your timber. If you own timberland, it's your responsibility to manage that timber. Because if you wait on Mother Nature to do it, she's gonna do it her way, which is nasty. I remember this lady one time we logged on. I shouldn't even get into this. Now it is steep down there. Brutus is down there in this little steep hole. And I had to make a crossing through that deep ditch down there in front of Brutus to get to the other side to cut along the interstate up there. And there was some snails. For some reason, this tornado's path was narrow. So there was trees on that side of the property that just didn't quite get touched by it. And they was some hogs. And yes, they would have got the interstate. Anyways, pulled the crossing out, and it's steeper. This ground's a lot steeper than it looks. The way the camera is, it don't look steep, but it's so steep. Brutus has to crawl out on wood, and I'm damn near full tilt. Excuse the language. Daggone near full tilt coming out. Brutus is level. It looks like I'm leaning forward, but he's level. The cab's level, right up the hill. But I run on that wood. See how I'm running on that wood? That wood's what gives me a traction to go up the hill. If it wasn't for that wood, I wouldn't ever know way to Hades so I'd climb that hill. Anyways, this lady, let me get back to 70. So this lady we worked on this. She hated loggers. She hated logging. She hated loggers, whatever. And I'm sure she might have had a bad taste of the logger or something. Or she just hated cutting, she thought she's like all the other people that don't know what to talk about. They don't want to manage they see the rainforest depletion and think that's what we're doing here. You know what I mean? They don't know the difference between a white oak and a gum. So I mean, you can't, but they're convinced they know. So anyways, she didn't want to log, and her dad didn't want to log, So they come find out she's sitting on a property that it was probably 80 acres, I want to say, of woods. She sat on this property that her dad never managed, she never managed. There was some beach on this property that was so big and so hollow and junky that, I mean, it was ridiculous. I couldn't make a stab at it. 4 foot, there was over 4 foot beach on this thing. That's suppressed height, a little higher. Some of it probably 5 and 6, just great big old beach at that. It was just a shell. It was just an old worn out shell. And then some poplar growing up through it that, they was sonic work, but all of it level. Every bit of it, busted off level. We went in there with chainsaws and cable skidder, oh my God. I'm gonna tell you, blowdown sucks. But there's nothing that sucks and blowdown worse than trying to do it with a chainsaw and a cable skidder. That is horrible. Any logger out there that's doing it with a chainsaw and cable skidder, if he's complaining and you're a forester or something, trust me, he's got a reason to complain. Because he is not having a good day. So anyways, we go through this thing, and I mean the root balls was as big as a daggone semi-truck. So we cut them off splat. They go in the ground, hit. Here come a tidal wave of water out. The water was all standing there. I mean, it was just a mess. She went there, and I'm sure she's convinced that she had the right property because it's pretty and it didn't have a lot of undergrowth under it. But she's sitting on stagnant wood that should have been managed 50, 60 years prior. That never did get managed, and it's just stagnant. I mean, and when it got done, it ain't funny. When it got done, I mean, Mother Nature just made a mess out of it. And then at this point, and look at this canopy out there ahead of Brutus. I've not cut any of them trees out there ahead of Brutus. That's what's left in the canopy. And most of what's left is hard maple and snags. That's most of what's left. Hard maple can stand up to it better, usually because they're a little shorter in the canopy because they grow slower. So the canopy towering above them, taking the brunt of the force. And then the hard maple can be stronger standing, but they don't feed animals. Hard maple, I don't know, go ask a squirrel. Go ask a squirrel, you ever heard of a hard maple nut? So I mean, all the oaks and hickory, and hickory in this case, sometimes the hickory can last through pretty good. I think one of them's a hickory on my left over there in front of the head, there, in front of Stevie's head. Hickory usually lasts pretty good, but your oaks don't. And there's walnuts. There's 2 walnuts in the back of this property that would have been the Bragging style walnuts. I mean, I don't know what they would have been worth. haven't been, because it's been blowed down for 2 years. We're just now getting to it. But I don't know what them walnuts would have been worth. It'd have been a pile of money. They was in top of trees. But been sitting there on the ground for 2 years. And it's right at the end of this video. You can skip forward and see them. But it's just heartbreaking to see. You know, you got to manage your woods. I'm not blaming this on lack of management. I don't know anything about tornado. I don't know. I'm not a forester. But when you're managing timber, you're selectively crafty. You're using your craft. You know, you're selectively going through there, manipulating things the way. Hello.
Hi.
You're manipulating things for the future. You know, you're making a harvest for today, but manipulating for the future. And then when you come in here like this behind the blowdown, well, you look at the canopy. You tell me. I mean, what do you make of it? It's just a twisted up pile of mess. You know. And you just try to do the best you can with it, you know. But management would have helped. The trees are so big on this property. A lower, stronger rooted canopy would have probably helped in this tornado. Speaking from a physics mentality, you know, through just common physics. But other than that, I don't know. I couldn't answer. Now Stevie's cutting his pulpwood short, and you're going to be wondering why is he cutting his pulpwood short? Doing that to Skitterman. We're short on trucks, so we can't get enough trucks in here at this point because they're hauling off mulch because of Corona mulch, and so we're just we're making stockpile and separating it so that it ain't going to the yard because the yard's already stacked in. So Roger's putting this in a different spot, stacking this pulpwood in a different spot out there now, open. So that's what the deal is with that. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna shut up. I like listening to the Den Den Run, and I've been eating this up. I'm gonna shut up, quit yakking, I promise. So y'all ain't gotta listen to me yak. And I hope y'all enjoy. But this is Stevie and Brutus shovel logging together.
buttons and leave me likes, comments, stuff. Let me know what's up. And if anybody's wanting larger weight gear, go to largerweight.com and help yourself at the shop there. And we got all that good mess taken care of. And mostly just want to say thanks, everybody. Hope everybody has a good one later on.